Welcome to Growth Diary. Learn to say no, life will be easy. Harvard University once conducted a 3-year follow-up survey on more than 1,000 people and found that learn to refuse reasonably, and you can reduce more than 90% of troubles and avoid wasting time and energy. The greatest absurdity of man is to waste his precious time on other people's bad things. If you don't know how to say no, you will always be responsible for other people's bad things. There is a famous label effect in psychology, which refers to when a person is labeled with a certain label, he will self-regulate and make his behavior conform to this label. If he is labeled as a good old man, he would rather wrong himself than please others. Mom told the story of a good old man in the novel Behind the Crowd. A writer published a best-selling book and became famous all at once. After becoming famous, the number of friends around gradually increased, and life changed from order to disorder. One day, in order to show off that he had a writer friend, Friend A called and said that he would come to visit him with some friends. In order not to refute people's face, the writer reluctantly agreed. A brought a few strangers to the appointment, and they sat down and chatted about trivial matters. Talking until the evening, A kindly invited the writer to have dinner together. When eating at a friend's house, in order to avoid silence, the writer has nothing to say and rambles about, feeling very uncomfortable. Schumann once said that if we never refuse, we will not hurt others, but we hurt a person who is closer to us, that is ourselves. Being a good old man is the cruelest exploitation of oneself. Facing the demands of others, if you choose to accept without a bottom line, you will exhaust yourself physically and mentally. The father of Chen Ming, the debater in Wonderful Flowers, is a policeman, and his relatives come to him every now and then to ask him to do business. Chen Ming's father always tried his best to satisfy him, but his relatives took his help for granted, and they didn't even say hello, and just came to the house for free. Once during the Chinese New Year, someone asked his father to do something again. Chen Ming finally couldn't bear it anymore and lost his temper while drinking. Since then, no one has come to bother his father. The relationship with relatives is weakened, but the days are quiet. The philosopher Hegel pointed out bluntly, it is the deathbed of the Chinese people to save face and live for others. Rejecting a person may affect the friendship between each other. Rejecting a circle may lose some friends. Refusing some help may result in being accused and complained. But every well-ordered life is achieved by refusing certain things. Only by being cruel can you not be consumed. On Dubon, there is a group called Pleasing Personality Therapy, which has 120,000 members. Some people said that the credit card was not paid off last month, but they used borrowing to withdraw cash to help friends. Some people also said that they wanted to have a good rest on weekends, but couldn't bear to refuse a colleague's request for help, so they worked overtime to help him revise his work report. You are always on call at work, and you are always on demand in life. When others take trouble for you as a habit, you are destined to be dragged down. I know a friend who is an English major. People often ask her to help with some translation work. The translation content is varied, ranging from household appliance manuals to graduation academic papers. The other party often adds a sentence, "It's urgent, give it to me as soon as possible." She didn't know how to refuse, so she got the manuscript, consulted the professional dictionary repeatedly, and spent several days and nights to translate it well. When sending it to the other party, she had to carefully add a sentence, "Some professional vocabulary is not well understood, and the translation is not good, forgive me." Jiang Fangzhou once said that rejection is suffering, but it is a temporary suffering, and after the pain, there is peace. The most tiring people in the world are those who don't know how to say no. Some people say that a nice guy is a kind of poison, which not only makes you addicted, but also makes the other party addicted to your demands. There are very few people in this world who compare their hearts with each other, and not everyone will reciprocate your kindness. San Mao said, "Don't be afraid to reject others, if your reasons are justified." When a person opens his mouth to make a request, he has two answers prepared in his heart. Therefore, giving him any one of the answers is expected. It is far easier to be a principled person than a good person without edges and corners. Wu Jun, former vice president of Tencent, shared a story. Someone once approached him, hoping that he would arrange for his children to go to Tencent or Silicon Valley for internships. After Wu Jun read the resume, he refused without hesitation. If he is still working in the original company, it is feasible in principle to recommend his resume to HR. But now he has resigned. If he does this, he will owe favors to his friends in HR. What's more, the child's resume is not excellent. If you have to recommend it, it will only embarrass HR. Wu Jun said, "For a friend's help, help if you can, but if you can't help, don't force yourself. Tell the other party as soon as possible, so that they have time to think of other solutions." Simply rejecting others not only saves time for both parties, but also shows respect for others. If you don't want to do or can't do something, you can directly refuse, which is kindness to others and liberation to yourself. Mr. Qigong, a master of calligraphy and painting, is amiable, enthusiastic and interesting, and has a unique way of rejecting people. Once, a well-known art dealer went to Qigong's residence to ask for works and blocked him at the door. Qigong didn't face him coldly, but asked with a smile, "What's your business?" The dealer replied, "I'll come and see you." Qigong walked up to him, turned his body around twice, and raised his feet up to let the art dealer see enough. Then he said with a smile, after reading it, "Please go back," and went into the study without looking back to continue reading and painting. The art dealer was rejected and had no choice but to leave in despair. I really like the saying that rejection is construction. A friend made with favor is only temporary, a friend made with personality is long-lasting. Rejection is a right. You are so talkative, who can understand you? Life is not easy. Many times, you give up your precious time, but are squeezed by those who take advantage of your kindness. To them, what you do is not worth mentioning. If one wants to shine, one must first develop a sharp edge. Try saying no to requests from others today. That's all for this issue. Thanks for listening.